What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Lee Hammock, your favorite self aware narcissist. Today, this morning, we're going to be talking about leaving or staying for the kids. Should you leave? Should you stay and whatnot? I saw y'all know I get inspired in the mornings when when I'm doing my one-on-ones or when I'm on Instagram or threads or something like that. I used to get inspired on Twitter, but Twitter is a weirdo cesspool right now. But should you stay for the kid? I saw somebody put a thread that said it said unarguable fact: a two-parent household is better than a one-parent household. I was like, oh, unarguable. I said, wait a minute, that's arguable. We can argue on that one right there because is a two-parent household, statistically speaking, is a two-parent household more conducive to raising healthy children than a single-parent household? Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Statistically, I would say probably yes, but it depends on a few factors. It depends on so many different factors. In my mind, it depends on the healthiness, the emotional health of the parents, of the household in totality. What's the total emotional or mental health of the household? What do we have going on here within this household, within this space? What that matters. It absolutely does. So many people get it tied up, get it tied and twisted that you should stay together for the kids, for the sake of the kids. No, to me, you should leave for the kids to protect their emotional health, to protect their mental health, and things like that. To me, that's how I feel. That's how my mind works right there. Because I think that two healthy parents can do their best to raise a healthy child, right? Emotionally healthy child. But a relationship where two parents are together, but one parent is abusing the other in front of the other parent or behind the scenes of the kids, like not even in front of the kids, where the other parent is consistently unhappy and the kids are suffering from mental, emotional, and even physical abuse. No, that looks good. Oh, the family is together. The family's together. Da, da, da. Yeah, that looks good, but it's not good for the children overall, and it's not good for you or the abuse survivor in this situation. It's not going to be necessarily good for you as well. Because think about it. If you're I and these are my thoughts right here, y'all. Y'all can just say, hey, Lee, I don't think you're right on that one. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's talk. Let's chat. You know, these are my thoughts. I don't think you can give your all, your full emotional, mental health, and be there fully present for your children if you are being abused mentally, physically, emotionally. Because if you're walking on eggshells, the children perhaps are walking on eggshells as well. So sometimes you have to, like I said, to leave to protect them. But Lee, I just feel like if I leave, then I'll have to spend time without the kids. Yes, is that true? Yeah, a lot of times if you do leave the relationship, you're going to have to co-parent and what that. A lot of times, sometimes they'll just abandon the kids, right? And that's a fear of y'all's as well. That's a reasonable fear too. Like they'll just, I want my kids to at least have the other parent in their life, and if I stay, they at least they'll be there. Yeah, that's true. They'll be there, but they be abusing them. They'll be neglectful. You see what I'm saying? They still be toxic. But if you leave them, somehow, yeah, they'll discard their kids. But I feel like that still stands a better chance. And it's just me. That still stands a better chance of turning out healthy and happy than staying for the kids. You see what I'm saying? They're staying in an abusive household. But I also believe this right here. This is another one of my beliefs is that it's better to have 50%. Let's say you get 50-50 custody, right? It's better that 50% of the time they're with an emotionally healthy parent and they get 100% emotional health, like 100% present parent, right? 50% of the time they're in a completely healthy household, completely emotionally healthy household because you've worked on yourself. You're teaching the kids how to work on themselves and things like that. Like it's 50% of the time it's the fully emotionally healthy household, right? The other 50% of the time they might struggle and be over there in this other household and what's going on over there, but at least they get an escape from that. At least they get a reprieve from that. At least they have somewhere to vent and to feel safe, because if y'all are still together, then 100% of the time they're going to be coming home in toxicity. 100% of the time they're going to be coming home like in walking on eggshells or going straight to their room or scared to come home. They might not want to come home at all. You know what I mean? They might not want to come home at all because they're afraid. So think about that in that space right there. They're afraid to come home because they think their dad or mom or whoever the abusive parent is going to abuse them. Like I don't really want to go home because this is what awaits me when I get home. You know, so they are afraid to go home because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what version of the parent that they're going to get when they come home. So they're afraid to step in the door. They get invested in going to their friend's house and spending the night at their friend's house all the time, like because they're afraid to come home. And this is not me trying to scare y'all, but I feel like I have to be real with you. There's so many survivors of narcissistic abuse that I speak to that who's they were married and had kids and they stayed together. There's so many people that I speak to whose kids don't speak to them anymore. Like the kids not only cut off the toxic parent, they cut off the other parent as well, because to them the whole households were toxic. And this doesn't happen to everybody, right? But this does happen to quite a few people where the relationship with the kids as adults is strained. You know, the kids go to therapy, tell the therapist about what happened. The therapist like, yeah, this is what's going on. Like the other parent didn't leave, and something like this. I know everybody's situation is different, and everybody can't just get up and leave. That's not me trying to make it seem like you should just get up and leave right now, because sometimes you've been at home, you've been a stay-at-home parent for a decade, and it's hard to find gainful employment and whatnot. And the narcissistic person is going to financially abuse you. I get that. So if you can't leave, there's steps to take so you can protect your children to help them as much as emotionally, physically as possible. This is where you kind of have to become Fort Knox in your kids' emotional safety. You have to protect them emotionally, physically, mentally, and whatnot against the other parent. It's like a war. It's like a battle if you can't leave, if you don't want to leave. It's like a battle. You have to prepare yourself for battle almost every single day, and that sucks. And this is not me trying to make it seem like you're a bad person for not being able to leave, because everybody's situation is different. Like, you didn't willingly go into a toxic relationship. Like on the first date, they smacked you across the mouth on the first date. That didn't happen, did it? No, because they're not going to abuse you on the first date most times. Sometimes they might sometimes they might throw one of these up on the first date. You might get one of a couple of these bad boys on the first date. Sometimes you might get these. You know what I mean? But not all the time. They're going to be on their best behavior until they secure you in a relationship. They're going to be on their best behavior because their best behavior benefits them, right? So they're not going to show you who they really are up front, because who they really are won't get you to fall for them. Who they really are will turn you off. Who they really are will make you feel bad and just maybe not talk to them anymore, and they have to be alone for a while. So this is what happens. You don't willfully go into a toxic relationship, And I would say this right here, y'all. If you don't have kids, if you got to the end of this video, you're just watching this video just for birth control. This can be a birth control video. If you don't have kids by a narcissist, don't have them. They don't fix the relationship. They don't bring you closer. They drive you far. Y'all, kids are hard. Kids are tough. They won't bring you together. I'll say that right there. They won't bring you together in a healthier way. They'll make you. Sometimes they create distance. Sometimes they create more jealousy from your narcissistic partner. Is more jealous of the kids and starts abusing you more because you have these kids. Because y'all have children together now. They start abusing you more. So these are decisions that you have to make for yourself. These are decisions right here that help you moving forward. Because I do believe that your kids stand a better chance at coming out healthier, at least spending half the time in an emotionally protective household. But I would say this, like, when your kids if you're co-parenting, when your kids come back from the other parent's house, they need like a decompression zone. They need time to decompress, especially if the other house is toxic as hell, right? They need time to decompress, and they need to feel emotionally safe with you to be able to talk to you and not be stifled. I'm not just saying, like, what did your dad do? What did your mom do? I'm not saying go up to them, ask them that. You want them to feel emotionally and comfortable and safe enough to come to you without you having to ask for their information. They just come to you and just, they willingly share this information with you because they feel good. They feel safe enough to do so. So this is the kind of things that you want to do. This is the type of stuff that you have to do a lot of times. You know what I mean? So you have to protect yourself. You have to do this type of stuff right here, and it helps you out in the long run. I promise you it does. It helps you out in the long run to stand on your own truth, to empower yourself. And again, y'all, this is not me trying to victim blame and just really make me feel horrible this whole video. No, this is me saying that if you feel like you've been struggling to protect your kids emotionally, this is your time to step up right now before it's too late. And then your kids become adults and they cut you off because you didn't leave. They cut you off because they don't feel safe with you either. You know, reassure your kids, talk to your kids. I don't care if they're 15, 16, 17 years old, talk to your children, you know, reassure them, make them feel emotionally safe. And sometimes, you know, because sometimes they might start acting like the other parent, and that's a whole other ball game. They start acting toxic and narcissistic like the other parent. That's what make you feel really feel a certain type of way. Because I heard that story too. Anyways, y'all, I know you'll see it across the bottom of the screen. Check out my support groups and my courses and whatnot. I have some other courses that are coming up here pretty soon that y'all can check out and whatnot. I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode. I'm super thankful that y'all rock with me in these mornings. I know my morning show is coming back soon. My Facebook right now is still currently out of my control. When I get my Facebook back, my morning show is coming back. Make sure you follow my other page, Lee Actions. I do story breakdowns, text message breakdowns, and voicemails and things like that over there. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And as always, y'all, mental illness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again.